So here I was. I set the story up yesterday. And here I was, so proud of myself that I had really restrained myself in each day coming to this new project of learning. And yet I was still watching it sped up. And I was still, really focused, really wanting to do it fast, get it done fast. Then I thought about what am I bringing to, I had to think about what am I bringing to my video this week. And I thought, well, I will bring the golden path. So, I've been on this journey with Haley now for a year and a half, traveling the golden path. First, the activation sequence, then the Venus sequence. Then I did the activation sequence again in Destined. And then I'm doing the Pearl sequence. And my meeting to top it all off and finish it all off is tomorrow. So I'm done, right, with this golden path. Well, on the way during the golden path, I have come up with 3 different words for each of my sequences. And so it's kind of like a cheat sheet. And hey, and as soon as you find out what the first one is, you'll know why I did this. The first one for my activation sequence, the word is ease. Ease. Easy is right. It's not a cheat sheet, it's an easy sheet. There's no cheating involved because for me, easy is right. Okay? And that covers the first 4 spheres in my activation sequence. My first sphere is 34, where the whole thing is all about easy is right. The second sphere, its programming partner, is 20, where the whole thing is about wu wei, or ease, be in the moment, presence. Then I move to 40, which is all about moving from exhaustion to resolve and finding the easy path. And then the purpose key is equality. And what could be easier than balanced equality, right? So ease is the word for my activation sequence. So when I think about it, here I was the first day that my husband had left and I did all of that work in that class. Was that ease? Or did that lead to imbalance? And it did. It led to imbalance, which leads me into my second sequence, which is the Venus sequence. And the word for that one, taking into account all of my spheres, is balance. I have so many, like starting with that purpose sphere, which is all about equality, starts with balance. Then I move into 45, which is also about balance or synergy. And then 50, and then 36, and then 62, and then 22. And all of those have some kind of balance involved. Harmony, equilibrium, turbulence into compassion. And so my middle sequence, the Venus sequence, is balance. And then, so I was out of balance that first day. So I had even though it seemed like it was easy to be in that wormhole of learning, it did not bring ease to my life that day. It did not. That the way of my behavior did not bring ease to my day, and it definitely knocked everything out of balance because I couldn't sleep. So ease, balance. The third one is the Pearl sequence, and in that one it's surrender. And I'm not even sure why. I'm not sure that my gene keys have anything to do with surrender, but I think the Pearl sequence does. I think the Pearl sequence itself is about surrender. and surrendering to the higher frequencies, really, and our own higher nature. So I surrendered somewhat to get balance back into my life so that my life and learning would be easeful. And then yesterday I was telling Haley about this, that I, had sped up the teacher and was spending all these hours on it, and yet I had found a balance. This morning I listened to her response and she said, this feels really, really important to me on your path. This rushing your learning. This need to keep rushing into things, rushing this learning, rushing. What's that about? Is this a recurring pattern? And of course she knows it's a recurring pattern. And I thought, what? But I was so good. I used my, I listened to my exhaustion and I got more into balance. And then I thought, is there something more to this? Because I was a little surprised this morning to hear that from Haley. You get in this bit of, especially being at the end of this program. Oh yeah, I'm all that now. Oh yeah, I finished my pearl sequence, and this time it stuck. That first time through the whole sequence, back when I was first learning that, which by the way, I did in the same way. But here I am now, I'm so all that. Yeah, I've got it down. I know I'm just moving along beautifully with all of my gene keys, and I know the shadows, and I know the pitfalls. I know my gifts, and of course I touch the city now and then, and yes. If I come back off that high horse. Holy fuck! No! I have humanity in my EQ. That's all I am. I am simply human. Of course I'm gonna have shit to keep working on. I'm gonna keep working with Haley in the Voxer simply because I actually know this. So why was I surprised this morning when she would come to me and say, I think you need to look at this a little more. Of course she's gonna say that. Because I do. So, apparently, I'm going to be looking at why I feel like I need to speed through this class. Yeah, I will see you tomorrow with my next installation.